The Ghost at the Office. I worked for 2 years in an old house built in 1915 that had been converted into an office. This is in a historical town out west in the US that is a tourist destination. We called this the admin house, where around 12 people worked at, which was for a larger company in the region. People's schedules were not consistent, so you often found yourself alone in the house or with a few others. However, we didn't like being alone in the house due to it being haunted. I have the belief a spirit of a woman still dwells there. The CEO's office was the hot spot, and sometimes the basement too. Activity usually happened in the early morning or late afternoon when you were alone or only a few people were in the office. I would be working at my computer in the quiet admin house and hear a deep inhale and dramatic sigh of a woman coming from the CEO's office. Sometimes the sound of the chair being moved or paper shuffling would accompany the sighs. Knowing the CEO was not in the office, I'd get chills every time this happened. I'd get up and look in the office, finding nobody there. Sometimes papers would be scattered on the floor. Other employees started taking notice to these strange happenings. The HR lady once came up from the basement asking if anyone just came down there. She heard the basement door open and close, then heard a woman give out a big sigh. Getting up to look, she found nobody there. None of us went into the basement who were there working at the time. Some of the more bizarre happenings was once when I had to come into the office alone on a Sunday to finish up a report due the following day. After a few minutes logging into my computer, I started to hear opera music. However, the music sounded like it was being played on an old phonograph with the scratchy noises. I thought it was coming from outside and continued working. After a couple of minutes of the music stopping and then returning, I suddenly realized it was actually coming from the CEO's office. Weirded out, I get up and walk towards the office. As I'm approaching the office, the music is getting louder and I hear a woman sigh. Just as I hear the sigh, the music abruptly stops. I look in the office and it's empty. The CEO's computer is not even in the room since she took it home. One last encounter I will share was when it was just me and the CFO in the office. The CFO was coming out of the bathroom when she responds to someone calling her name from the CEO's office. The CFO goes into the CEO's office and then comes out with a freaked out look on her face. Nobody is there, but a woman audibly called out her name. It was just the two of us at the office. This experience both creeped us out enough to make us be done for the day and leave the house.